Welcome back to UnKind TV, everyone. We're George and Martha.
Welcome.
And today, we'll be recapping The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 12, Episode 3, The Float Goes On. Well, actually, this is the real premiere, according to Nene Leakes. So Eva is looking for a house. She takes her new friend Cynthia, her best friend, house hunting. Right away, we have a problem. Eva's saying that her psycho ex, whom she lovingly refers to as the donor.
I thought for sure that was his actual name.
Donor?
Yeah. I mean, she says it so confidently and so nonchalantly.
I think she's refusing to say his name.
Okay.
On principle.
What would you call an ex? If you had to give it a nickname.
Nothing that I can say in the first minute of the video.
Okay.
Why would you go house hunting on national television and then complain that your psycho ex can find you wherever you go? You might, and then she goes, my top concern is security because my husband is a defense attorney and I've got this guy. I need to know I'm safe. One thing you could do, in addition to considering an alarm system, is don't broadcast your house on national television.
I mean, aside from an alarm system and not broadcasting your potential new house on live television or on television, how are you going to be extra protected from your psycho ex? No.
There's just something about everything she says that doesn't ring true with
Nope.
me. Don't you get like
I do too.
A fake-a-dilly vibe?
I do too.
Well, whatever. They go to the house. The realtor has a name tag.
Yeah, well, I don't...
Big problem.
Is that a big problem for you?
Don't ever buy a house from somebody wearing a name tag.
Real? And what, you're sounding like me now. How come?
Because it just doesn't... That's not a thing.
No, I didn't think so.
You wear a name tag at McDonald's or
at like
Macy's.
Speed dating.
Yeah, I mean, you don't wear a name tag when... I mean, that's... No. I honestly don't believe this is a real estate agent, actually. I feel like it's...
No, you know what? Because she also... She pitched the house and then she walked out the door. Did you notice that?
I'm telling you, I think Bravo pulls this kind of stuff. I'm convinced that they went to like the local mall. They found some girl working at, I don't know, Stop and Shop.
Uh-huh.
And we're like, just come in and act like you're a real estate agent.
Yeah, we'll pay you.
Something's off about this whole thing.
But you know what? Maybe like they can't find like actual professionals anymore.
Cynthia's trying to be supportive, but her comments about the house, if you really listen, are like the dumbest things.
Yeah.
Like, it's like if you took me and you're like, oh, Martha, what do you think of this house? I'm thinking about buying it. And I'm like, I love a shower.
Oh,
I love a tub.
That's so helpful.
I love a fireplace. Like, those are basic necessities.
I would have never thought about that.
Wow. Your house has heat? Get it.
I gotta get it. It has a fireplace and a bathtub.
Then maybe it's because I'm from New York. I could not believe the price of the house. 5 bedrooms. Each one has an in-suite bathroom. And it's $775.
I think the further south you go, the cheaper things get. I remember being shocked when I moved to Florida, like how inexpensive things became down there.
Like, do you know what you get for $775 around here? Nothing.
What, a 1-bedroom maybe?
Yeah. Or in like houses, maybe out on Long Island, but like in the middle of nowhere and not nice. Not like this.
And that's a nice
house.
It looks new. But it's not big enough.
No, it's just not big enough.
She's worried she's going to outgrow it.
She's in a 2-bedroom condo, but this is not big enough.
37,000? Is that what I heard, or am I just imagining?
No, 3,700.
3,700, yeah. I believe that she's having financial problems. I really do.
Yeah, and her tagline is, I'm living my dream, not above my means.
Yeah, uh-huh.
That's probably why she doesn't want the house. She goes, I'm not mad at this little house. Yeah, you can't afford it.
You can't.
That's like, if you and I walked into Bergdorf and we looked around just for fun and we were like, you know what, I think I'll go.
No, but it would be like we walked into Bergdorf, we went up to the checkout counter with all these furs.
Yep, and then no.
Decided.
No. Oh, I didn't bring my Amex Black card.
Yeah. Shoot.
Some other time.
We'll be back.
Yeah, some other time. Let's go to Saks, darling.
Yeah. darling.
They touch upon that they really want Portia to go back to work at Dish, and then they talk about Nene, the real star of the show, and how, nobody's talked to her. Cynthia did see her at the Derby, though, the Kentucky Derby. I was thinking we should go.
I was thinking that, and I was thinking if I had to wear a hat, what would I do to outdo everybody, including you? And I was thinking I'd have to put a person on my head.
Put me. I'm your hat. Well, I have this vision of us going to the Derby, but I would push you onto
The track?
the track, yeah.
Martha, no!
Portia is visiting Tanya. I actually don't know how to say this lady's name because I've heard it pronounced so many different ways. It sounds like Portia's saying Tanya. It's spelled Tanya.
And then she said Tanya.
I'm just going to say Tanya. I'm sorry if I'm wrong.
I don't like her. I get a weird vibe. I wouldn't even say it was a vibe. I just don't like the fact that she was friends with Nene. She was friends with Eva, and now she's friends with
Portia.
Portia.
Yeah, she's circulating.
It's odd. Does she just want to be on the show? I don't think I would trust, as Portia, I don't think I would trust her. I just find it a little odd. Because she was never a housewife.
She said that she and Dennis became close to Tanya and her husband, as a couple pairing.
How did she become close to Eva? How did she become close to Nene?
I don't know. I don't like that they're friends with Dennis.
Well, I wonder if her husband is the one who's friends with Dennis.
What does that say about him?
Yeah.
I'm sure he knows about his ways.
Uh-huh.
But I do like that they open with her talking to herself, saying cheese, because that's what I do in the middle of the night. I go to the refrigerator and I go, cheese.
But are you just
cheese.
cheese?
No, I'm looking for
cheese.
it.
Oh, really? So it's like you're craving cheese.
Yes.
You're not, okay.
So I'm like Tanya. Tanya. Tanya asks Portia, what's going on with you and Dennis? Portia tells her basically what happened. And then she says he's blaming her because he says she wasn't emotionally available. And she starts pulling up all these selfies with him, which is her proof that she was emotionally available. Not that I will ever defend this man, but I feel like if you did that in therapy, it might not help your case that you're so emotionally available when you're like, look at all these pictures of me. Just because you take pictures with someone doesn't mean that you were emotionally available.
I mean, I take pictures of you and I.
Man, you're never emotionally available.
No.
But I feel like she was, I don't know. I think she just doesn't know how to express this properly. Because I think what she's trying to say is, look how happy we were in these pictures.
I mean, she's trying to make sense of things.
She says that she really wants to heal for herself and that she's going to keep going to the therapist so that, no matter what happens, she can heal on her own and then be ready to accept Dennis's apology. Tanya advises her to keep going to counseling. I think that's good advice. Because she says she's never been in this situation before, so she doesn't know how to navigate it.
Yeah.
Well, I just saw on her Instagram the other day, that guy gave her a nice Chanel bag.
Oh, nice.
Nothing a Chanel bag won't fix.
Yeah.
Even cheating while you're pregnant.
Uh-huh.
It is a nice bag, though.
Is it?
It's a really nice bag.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know much about bags. A bag is a bag is a bag is a bag.
No, but you have an eye for... I love that. I'm putting that on a mug one day.
A bag
is a bag is a bag. All right, I've been trying to give Kenya a chance. I really have. But her behavior with the baby in this episode, I am now in the camp where I'm concerned for that child.
Somebody in the first recap of this show called it out.
Yeah, and then other people said, well, she's a doting mom. I believe that. I believe she has love for her child, but I also believe she's on the wrong track. First of all, how many times is she going to say, hello, baby, I got you a cookie, baby. Take a bite, baby. Don't eat it all at once, baby. Isn't that right, baby?
Get in your car, baby.
How long did mama wait for you, baby? It's just, there's something off. The way Portia is
and the
with
cousin
her baby,
was looking at her like...
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like if you watch the Portia's interactions with PJ, it's much more normal.
Yeah.
Than the way that Kenya is with this child. Well, Kenya's cousin, Shay, comes over and she goes to pick Brooklyn up out of the high chair. And Kenya's like, what are you doing? And she's stopping her. I mean, she didn't do anything wrong. Shay did not do anything that would have harmed that baby.
No.
And she's like, yes, I am a helicopter parent. I'm like, this is beyond helicopter parent. She's acting like she just got a brand new car.
Yep.
Let me park it. You don't know what you're doing. And her cousin is like, oh, you're one of those moms. She's like, yes, I am.
Oh, you are one of those Joan Crawford.
It's so Joan Crawford because then she's not only is she obsessed with the baby, she's jealous of the baby.
Yep.
This is a bad, bad, bad combination because they get into, so where's Mark? She says Mark is not around as much as she'd like him to be. He's in Atlanta maybe every 7 to 10 days, but he insists on Brooklyn sleeping with them right in the middle.
I find that odd.
And Shay says, well then, if the baby's in the middle, like how are you two supposed to get together? She's like, I know. So she's insinuating that they have not been intimate since she had the baby.
I buy that.
I do too. I feel bad for Kenya for dealing with the husband like that. What I don't like is how she outright says his focus is all on the baby and she's jealous of that. That's weird to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm being judgmental. Maybe there's people who feel like that and they wouldn't just admit it. But it's really bothering me. I feel like one day she's going to resent that little girl.
Yeah, and
You
somebody
took daddy's
said that
attention.
you ruined our marriage.
There's something. Yeah, she keeps saying that like before it was so wonderful.
I was his girlfriend.
I'm very concerned by this. Would you not be disturbed if I had a baby and I acted like that with you? Like you went to pick the baby up for me and I was like, what are you doing? No.
I would be.
And if I was just talking to it and going, hello, baby.
Granted, if I were in your shoes and I touched the baby at all, I would be concerned.
Oh, you mean like you wouldn't trust you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's different. Maybe I should use a different example.
If your mother, say,
yeah,
picked up the baby.
And I acted like that, right? And my mom is so good with kids. It wouldn't make sense.
And then, yeah, exactly.
Don't pick her up like that.
You don't know how to do that.
Kenya, get a grip now. That kid is going to have so many problems. And by the way, guys, I know this is a common thing. They all make Instagrams for their babies. What a way to come into the world. You were born with an Instagram.
How is it?
It's all videos of Kenya alone in the house.
See, that makes
Brooklyn.
me sad.
It's very disturbing, though. It's more of this. It's like, hello, baby. Baby, what are you doing? Say hi, baby. It's very Anna Nicole Smith-like.
I miss Anna.
You know, this is upsetting me because in my family, we're estranged from a few people.
Mm-hmm.
Because my uncle married someone who is exactly like Kenya. And everything was like sort of okay until she got pregnant with her first child. And my family is like very loving. Everybody's nurturing and cuddly. And everybody was so excited for this baby to come like you would not believe. And this woman became a monster. You could not go near. Even the kid has a similar name to Kenya's baby. It's freaking me out.
Really?
Yeah. You could not do anything. And I was kind of little when the baby was born. Not that little, though. And I was like, you know how little girls can be like, I really wanted to nurture. And she was like, what are you doing? Don't pick her up. Don't touch her. Very nasty about everything. And then every time we try to hang out with her, like, let's take the kid on a little date. We want to take her to see a movie. She needs to see that with me first. I want her first memory of that film to be with me.
That's so... What's the kid like now?
Oh, she's a psycho. She came out just like her. Very disconnected. Because she was like, it was just like, Kenya, do you know how long I waited for you? Because it took them a long time to have her.
And it's their only kid.
No, they had another one later who's more normal.
Yeah, because they
but
didn't
that
really
first
care.
one, oh boy.
Estranged, you said?
We don't talk to them.
And it's probably their doing, right?
100%. Years and years of emotional abuse from these people. Over the kid. Like, my grandma, I'll give you an example, took the kid out. You know, we have the same grandma. So she took the kid out on a little date. Took her on the bus to visit an aunt.
Okay.
And they said, you took her on the bus? That is off the charts. I witnessed this for myself. Off the charts that you would put her on a bus.
Was this more recent?
No, because we don't
it's...
speak to them. You put her on a bus. Oh, wow. Grandma took the kid on a bus for 3 blocks. It's not like it's a bad neighborhood either. It was a very...
It's not like she put the kid on the bus alone.
No, they went together. Grandma and the little girl.
That's sweet.
Yep. How dare you?
Thank God you don't talk to
Oh,
them.
I never will. Nope. And I hope they see this.
Hi.
I'm sure they do.
Can't wait to meet you.
They Insta-stalk for sure and look up all this stuff.
Yeah. She really wants to reconnect with you. This is all coming from a place of deep pain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, it's not actually. Okay, I admit it. It's nice to see Greg and Nene.
It's what we've been waiting for, and they have arrived. And I
I
have to say, Martha, I think Nene wears sadness well.
explain that. I know what you mean, but
She
explain.
looks humbled. For now, I know it's not going to last. But she just looks humbled and more relaxed. She looks like somebody you could actually be around.
She dropped a lot of that.
Facade.
Right. She was very haughty before. I feel like this whole thing took her down a notch.
I mean, it's nice to see, but we know by next episode.
It'll be gone. Greg is being playful with her. They are going to film something for the American Cancer Society. Because Nene is now an ambassador for them. They're going to share their experience, Greg being the cancer survivor and Nene being the caregiver.
You like Greg?
I wouldn't go as far as to say I like him. I just don't mind him.
I just get
I feel like
weird vibe from him.
No, I don't think you're wrong about that, but I just think I could tell he really loves Nene. I'm not saying he's the best husband.
He does. He does
but
love Nene.
There's real love between them.
There is.
Even though they're having problems. It sucks for Nene because I know she must be thinking like she could have gotten a divorce or whatever and then he got cancer and she was not going to up and leave him. He's funny though. They're putting all this makeup on her and putting like glow serum on her chest and he's like, "What's that, breast cream?" Got some paint for me?
Do you use breast cream?
Oh, here we go again.
What? No, I've never known about breast cream,
It's
and I
not
knew you were gonna
breast
be like,
cream.
oh, it's boob. You're bringing up the boobs again.
It's not cream for your breasts.
It's
just
makeup.
Yeah, it's shimmer.
Do you wear
Body
it?
shimmer. No, I do not.
What about in the summer?
In the summer, yeah, I'll put some stuff on that has a little glow to it.
It doesn't like it. It's not greasy. It doesn't like get on your
No,
clothes.
it's the stuff that I wear that your cat likes to lick off me.
Oh. Just to clarify, she tempts my cat.
Oh, that was very, very sneaky what you just did. I think you were going to clarify that I don't have your cat lick me on purpose. And you're like, let's just clarify. She tempts my cat.
She knows exactly what she's doing, and then she leaves, and Blanket smells like him for days.
Smells like what?
You. Like, I'll kiss Blanket, and I'll be like, oh, Martha.
Well, you know what? There's worse things he could smell like than my Chanel perfume.
You wear Chanel?
Yeah, you knew that.
No, I did not know that. What I smell? No, it smells like a breast cream. What would your perfume be called?
Sex.
Nice.
You mean nice?
I mean, I was hoping for something like more vulgar. Say it again. You were very sultry when you said it. You sounded like Marge Sr. Do it as Marge Sr. What would your perfume line be called?
Okay. Sex.
I love how you have to turn.
That's what she did.
I know.
It was so funny. He was like, what would your tagline be? She was like, okay, I have 2 cats, but I only have one pussy. I know what your cologne would be.
Swamp.
Yep, Ode to Swamp.
Yep.
Greg tells Nene, because Nene's getting emotional talking about the whole cancer thing. And he's like, hey, you did a champion's job taking care of me. And she says, I can't cry because I'd be making it about myself. And he says, it is about you, which I kind of agree with.
It is.
It's a lot for the person who loves you and is taking care of you to deal with.
And someone who you're ambivalent about being married to on top of that.
It's not fair. It's not fair to be like, oh, give him a pass. He's the one who has the cancer. Of course, he deserves sympathy and compassion. It's very hard to take care of someone like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to.
No way. No, you wouldn't.
We'd have to hire. You would. You could do it.
I could take care of you?
You could take care of someone who's sick.
Yes.
I'd have to hire somebody.
Could you take care of me?
I would act like I'm taking care of you, but I would have someone actually do like the heavy lifting.
Do you think I would take care of you if you were sick? That's so sad. I hope that never happens.
I hope it never happens too, but we joke about it a lot, and it's probably going to happen. She thinks it would be funny to see me in hospice, taking away my oxygen mask.
No, I thought it would be funny if we were like the Notebook and you lose your memory.
That would be funny.
And my way of bringing back your memories is to show you our old recaps.
And then I would remember for a minute.
Yeah.
Be like, oh yeah, Judge Janine. Remember that crazy woman?
And then all of a sudden he's gone again.
Yeah.
And I'll cry like the old man in the Notebook.
So, I have some inside scoop.
Do tell.
Nene has a spiritual advisor.
She does say that. She's like a new person with the spiritual counselor.
And I know who it is.
Do you?
Yep. One, Kathy Lee Gifford, is advising Nene Leakes.
Everyone has a story, different as night and day.
Do you think when Nene goes to Kathy Lee for advice that Kathy just sings everything to her?
Yes and no.
Makes
I think
it all about her?
there's a lot of wine involved.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this spiritual advisor, Kathy Lee, told Nene to say hello to Cynthia. And that's when I finally believed you about it being Kathy Lee. Because I can imagine Kathy Lee saying, oh, well, you just say hello to Cynthia like I deal with Hoda. You may not know this, but months ago, I reached out to Cynthia.
Yeah.
And I did not get a response. And they show Cynthia. Cynthia says, I received a text from her that was mostly negative. And then Nene proudly reads her spiritual text.
I could see her and Kathy Lee getting blackout drunk and Kathy Lee in the blackout. Just text her right now.
Okay, here's what you're going to text her. Girl, you are sad. Hashtag sad.
I am kidding about Kathy Lee.
Are you? Because I think it's a very strong possibility.
I want it so badly.
It might as well be.
I've been thinking about Kathy Lee joining the Real Housewives of Atlanta for a very long time, and I feel like this is finally going to happen. What would she do with Kenya and the baby? I think she would try and steal the baby.
Yeah, she would not respect Kenya going, what are you doing? You do not take her. Oh, I take her out just like Cassie. Give me that baby. Kenya would have the scepter keeping her away from the baby. She's drunk. She drops the baby on her head.
Oh,
Put
it's
my
fine.
baby down now.
I did this with Frank
No,
all the time.
I just hold her around like a football.
I dropped Frank on my
Yeah,
head.
what's her name? How are you, little Staten Island? Kenya's like, her name is Brooklyn. And Kathy Lee would be like, oh, that's right, little baby Bronx. Hello. Looks just like her
Singing it.
dad.
Yeah. She'd be like writing really offensive songs and
Oh,
everybody.
my God. For Portia.
Yeah.
Portia's devastated.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I just wanted to make you feel a little bit better. You know, once upon a time, one Frank Gifford was unfaithful to me.
And I wrote a song about it.
I wrote a song for you, Portia.
Oh, thank you, Kathy Lee.
Dennis loves to do it with the zoo.
He was in the bear cage.
I think Kathy Lee would have a big problem with Candy's restaurant being called Old Lady Gang. OLG,
would.
I want to call it YLG, Young Lady Gang.
She would, but she'd be really passive aggressive, take lots of jabs, and then Candy would be forced to say, you know, it really offends me that you say that.
Oh, well, maybe you should have two restaurants. One for the old lady gang, one for the young lady gang like me. So, yeah, on the advice of Miss Kathy Lee Gifford, Nene wrote a not-so-nice text message to Cynthia. And then she's like, bitch, I know what a block looks like. So she knew that did not go over well. But she's planning to just be a different person.
I love that Nene knows what a block looks like.
So Nene and Greg sit down to film their video with the American Cancer Society, and Nene says, well, Greg says as well, that the cancer really ravaged their relationship, that they were in separate rooms, that Nene felt like she didn't have a partner. Greg says there's a lot of like listening, you know, shut up, be there. And Nene's like, yeah, the shut up part was very hard for me.
Yeah.
You know, and they both say it almost destroyed us.
Wow.
And then Nene says, well, at least Greg's cancer-free. That's enough to make you shake your titties, honey.
And then she shook them. Shake yours.
I'm not even going to attempt it because I will make a fool of myself.
I do know how to shimmy.
Do it.
No.
I have no boobies.
I have no boobies either, Martha.
Candy and Todd have a scene. They are FaceTiming with Shadina. I have to say, we're only up to episode 3, and I'm already sick of the storylines. I'm sick of Portia and Dennis. I'm sick of the surrogate storyline. The only one I'm not sick of so far is Nene and Kenya.
And Nene has only just begun.
They FaceTime Shadina. Shadina's somewhat along. Candy says she doesn't know if she should announce it or if she should just pull a Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union and just show up with a baby one day.
Dwayne Wade?
Yeah, the NBA star. Dwayne Wade is, he played for the Miami Heat. You're not a basketball.
Oh, I know who Dwayne Wade is, yeah. Because of you.
I love basketball. I torture him. You know, he has the NBA app on the TV just for me.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to see a game with LeBron.
You love LeBron.
I'm going to get a lot of heat for that. LeBron is not so popular. Very divisive.
Really?
Yes. People either love LeBron or they think LeBron is an overrated little bitch.
Oh, like Patty LaPone.
Yes. Okay, I think LeBron actually is the GOAT. I think he's better than Michael Jordan.
I think people do think that.
Yes, but there's other people.
The thing is, the only reason I think that is because I know several gay men who are obsessed with LeBron.
So Todd is a little bit critical of Candy because he's like, you don't know your surrogate etiquette. He thinks that, because they don't know whether they should announce, and then what do you do with the baby shower? Like, should Candy have the baby shower alone, or should she bring the surrogate so people can touch the belly? I mean, it's normal for Candy to not know these things, and Todd's like, well, look it up.
I thought he was kind of joking.
I don't think he's joking.
Oh, I like Todd. I don't like that.
They're very, like, sitcom male versus female mentality problems. Where she's like, the baby shower's for me. And he's like, why can't you just bring the surrogate? They're like king of queens, you know?
Yeah.
Doug would do that. Show up with the surrogate at the baby shower and Leah Remini's like, Doug, it's my baby.
Oh, that was good.
So Candy's like, listen, you are not going to tell me what to do. I'm the mom. And why don't we talk about what you do as a dad? And she's kind of giving him a little bit of crap about his daughter and how she's grown, which she is. She's 23 years old. And it turns into this conversation about how Todd takes her to strip clubs to hang out. And he's like, well, she's a grown woman. And she's always on her phone. She's always doing whatever. I thought it'd be a good way to hang out with her. What? She's going to go to those clubs anyway.
I don't disagree with him because, honest, I don't think... He didn't drag her there. I'm sure she was like, I want to go to a strip... And so he took her to a strip club.
I have mixed feelings.
It's a little weird. It's a little weird.
I'll tell you where I think it's not the best idea is only... Like, I think it's overblown. I think people are making it to be weirder than it is. I don't think it was like some weird sex thing where like father-daughter throwing money at the strippers.
Yeah.
I think he's just hanging out with her and having... And that's the problem, though. Like, you're her dad. You can't go drinking and partying with your kid. Even if she's 23 years old.
I did with my dad once and it got really awkward.
I don't have much to say about this scene with Cynthia FaceTiming Mike. I mean, yeah, she's got her pride
Don't like
hat and they have this very scripted chat about, yeah, isn't it amazing? And there's still so many people that don't have rights and...
It was scripted.
It was scripted. I mean, it's nice that they have a positive message for the gay community, but I'm like, I would have more respect for it if it was authentic. I feel like, you know what's part of the reason Housewives used to be better? There was no FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
There was no speakerphone. There was no iPhones. They were forced to have scenes in person with each other.
And if they weren't there, they weren't there, and the scene wasn't happening.
It led to more authentic conflict because they were forced to be around each other more.
Yeah.
There was none of this, oh, you texted so-and-so, you did this.
And then you never see it, unless you're Tamara and you print them out.
Now it's gotten lazy. I really feel bad for Kenya.
I do too.
Her husband is a horrible dude.
She's called him a horrible dude.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time I've heard you say dude.
He's just a horrible dude. That's what I was thinking.
He's not good.
He's very handsome, so he gave her one beautiful baby, but that seems to be all he cares about. I mean, and the way he acts with the baby, it's just this really creepy, domineering kind of way.
Yeah.
He's very focused on her. So Kenya's flitting around the kitchen pretending she's Martha Stewart all of a sudden. Where you know Kenya can't cook.
Oh, yeah. No. But she can make fluffy pancakes, apparently.
Kenya's trying to be the good wife.
What did he say? He's like, we're the Grubhub champions?
Yeah, we're Grubhub, meaning they order all the time.
Yeah, but I was thinking just now throughout this whole scene, it's all an act. This is, for Kenya, this is all an act.
I know.
Kenya, I mean, she hasn't changed.
I feel like she's trying really hard and he sees through it.
Yeah, as soon as the cameras
I hope
go
I have
on.
eggs. Oh no. But we have butter and I know how to pivot. I can make fluffy pancakes. And Mark is like, give me a break.
He
like,
knows
you
he
never make
it's
breakfast.
college dorm room refrigerator, and you know what? That's the case, and that's what it's always like. But now she's trying to play that part.
Yeah, like why not just be authentic and be like, okay, well, I never make breakfast, so sorry. He's feeding the baby breakfast and he's just like, look at me. I like that. I like that when you look at me. I like it when you look at me. And she keeps saying, yeah, it's so nice when you're here and we're all together. And he's just ignoring her and he's like, what was that, baby Brooklyn? What was that? He's acting like the baby can talk, completely tuning Kenya out. It's so obvious he can't stand Kenya. It's horrible. He really doesn't like her one bit.
Blanket, please.
Kenya makes the pancakes, and he has a problem with that, too. He's making faces about the food, the way it tastes. Yeah. It's just so awkward to watch. It's an emotional prayer for her. She's crying.
Yeah.
And he goes, well done. Well done. I really don't like him. Then she mentions his birthday, and she's like, you know, I have someone who could watch Brooklyn so we could go away for your birthday. And he's like, Brooklyn won't be coming with us.
I want to know what his other kids are like.
He doesn't want to celebrate his birthday with her. He doesn't want any time alone with her. And she says she feels like she's not the girlfriend anymore. She's the wife, she's the mother, but she's not the girl. And she even says, like, so who's more important to you? And he acts like he can't hear her.
Yeah.
He's talking to the baby and going,
yeah.
And you know, the saddest thing is you can see the baby looking at him and looking at Kenya when they're each speaking. She's attending to each one of them.
That's not good.
Kenya brings up, she's like, so you're trying to bring Soko to Atlanta, right? Did you hear something, baby Brooklyn? I heard the crazy wind blowing. It made me sympathize for Kenya, except for the part where I'm like, don't be fake.
She's been like that from the get-go.
Nene has some interesting comments about gays.
The gays. I don't like that. It bothers me.
What were your thoughts on what she said, since you are one of
She's above
the
them.
gays?
She's above them. Looking down.
The gays.
The gays. You know, like, who says that? It's very condescending.
But everything else, when she said they will read you, they will just, I mean, you know, tell it like it is. That's not true.
No, it isn't true.
How does your sexual orientation have anything to do with your personality? You don't read people.
No.
You're the opposite.
I
You don't
wish
say
I
anything
could.
to people.
Exactly.
I act more like what she's describing than you do.
I could see Dee being one of those people if I were to ever meet them. Why aren't you one of those gays? Like, thinking that I don't fit in properly.
And she said the gays love her.
The gays love Nene. You know what? I was just thinking, though, that they might love you because you're crazy. The whole camp thing. You know what? She is
Campy.
Personified.
I don't think she understands that what is beloved is not her. It's the whole Housewives thing in general.
But when I do think of Atlanta, I do think of Nene. Someone said, name a housewife of Atlanta, I'd say Nene Leakes.
Captain Marlowe is here. You know, she's giving Nene a talk. I think she wants to encourage Nene to behave herself. She's like, so what are you going to do when you see Cynthia Bailey? How's that going to go? And Nene starts talking about her spiritual advisor, Kathy Lee.
Gifford.
She says her spiritual advisor taught her to breathe in and breathe out 10 times and feel lighter. There's a lot of tells. Like, I think she's not naming names because I think Kathy Lee's like, I don't want any credit. But I could tell when Nene said, because Nene's getting annoyed with Marlo. She's like, she's telling me, do this, do that, you know, blah, 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 blah. And she goes, I'm trying to be zen. I don't want to sin. That came out of Kathy Lee's mouth.
That did. And then Nene started to sing, which was a dead giveaway.
She said, I'm walking with the Lord now.
And I can hear Kathy Lee say that.
You are above those housewives of Atlanta. You are walking with the Lord.
How would Kathy Lee hijack a prayer service?
Oh, well, yeah, since she's Nini's spiritual advisor now, I'm sure Nini would take her to church. She would go right up there. I know what she would say.
What, Martha?
All I need is one mic. Marlo would be looking at everyone like,
Everybody
the
would be.
bitch is crazy.
But I feel like.
I think they'd be wondering, like, is she really about to, like, do Nas right now?
But I feel like if I were in the audience, I would welcome it.
I don't think I would. Because she'd be drunk.
She'd be drunk. She'd be horrible.
Portia would be saying funny shit about it. She'd be like, who is this bitch? She looks like a Who from Whoville. So Eva got a video sent to her of Nini talking about Cynthia. And she's like, okay, what's the problem? Because it's like pretty mild. And then all of a sudden Nini goes in. Nini's like, yeah, well, she's a weak person. And she just looks desperate. And they play the sound effect like a boom. It wasn't that bad.
No,
everybody
it wasn't.
thinks Cynthia looks desperate.
Yeah.
We cut to Marlo telling Nini, you have to forgive and forget. And Nini's like, no. And then we get this montage of all the bashing Cynthia has done.
I didn't think she was really bashing.
To say Nini made Greg's cancer all about her. She's toxic. I don't need that. I'm just saying she has done plenty of her own mean interviews so that for them to make this big deal about Nini talking about Cynthia, they don't even go there.
Yeah.
Let's not. They both said bad things about each other publicly. I don't know why Eva's like,
I'm not a fan of Eva.
I know, I'm trying to give her a chance, but no.
She's not. She's
Well,
inserting herself into this.
She better watch it because I hear one Miss Kathy Lee Gifford wants that peach from her.
I think so.
She's gonna snatch your peach. Eva and Cynthia watch the video of Nini again. Cynthia's talking back to it. They show Nini going, she's really desperate. And Cynthia goes, oh, well, her wig is desperate. And then they say she throws everyone under the bus. And then I think Eva says she is the bus. And I don't trust her as far as I can throw her. So be wary, Bailey. We move on to the float. This was such a jip. Okay, this has been hyped and hyped and hyped. It was nice to see cameos from the other housewives.
Yes.
We saw
Margaret.
We saw Melissa Gorga. We saw Dorinda and Sonia.
Reza from Shaws of Sunset. Kelly Dodd.
The Below Deck people are there. So that was fun. And then Nini's walking up to the float. She stops by Andy. Andy says, you're going to be mad at me. Tardy for the party's on the playlist today. And then, Cynthia and Eva are making this big fuss. Like, where's the clown? Do you see the clown coming? And then she's coming up the float. And we stop with a freeze frame as Nini approaches Cynthia. Come on. How long are they going to drag this out? That's not a good sign about what's to come this season.
Nope.
The fact that they had to drag this out so much, that's not good.
No.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody.
Thank you.
Please like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. We love to hear your thoughts. We really do. You enlighten us to a lot. Sometimes we're off the mark and you write things that make us look things up. I've been rewatching old seasons. A lot of you took issue with George over here saying Phaedra's his favorite housewife of all time.
I don't care. I'm sticking with it.
You should. I'm not saying you should change your mind, but it forced me to go back and rewatch some stuff, and I'm like, I can see why some people
Fortunately,
feel like Phaedra...
I have a really poor memory, so I can just forget about...
Okay, I will just say, what she did to Candy, and to a lesser extent to Portia, is really bad. That being said, I would like her back on the show, because these shows are not about being a good person.
And you heard something about Phaedra?
At BravoCon, a lot of people, there was noise being made about Phaedra maybe coming back. Like, if there was one person they could bring back, who would it be? A lot of people said Phaedra. They also said Marlo deserves to get a peach. A producer said that
producer did.
Marlo might get a peach.
It would be about time.
She deserves it. She really deserves it.
She
I would
seems
rather
like
watch Marlo.
She would have an interesting storyline, especially now.
Much more than Eva.
Nephew. Much more than Eva.
And even Cynthia. I hate to say it. I love Cynthia,
I love
but Cynthia's
Cynthia.
kind of boring me.
Kathy Lee and Marlo, come on. And Phaedra. Those are the new
What
replacements.
Phaedra did, I mean, that is low. She got fired for that.
I know.
Thank you guys. Until next time.